Welcome back to Poorly Educated Today in the News, where the headlines are loud, the explanations are louder, and somehow we're all just trying to make sense of a world that feels like it's being run by a committee of over-caffeinated squirrels. Now, if you woke up this morning, checked your phone, looked at your bank account, and then immediately considered just going back to bed, congratulations. You are fully caught up on current events. Because right now, we got wars overseas, prices climbing like they're training for a mountain expedition, politicians arguing like it's Thanksgiving dinner with no exit door, and somehow, in the middle of all that, we're still out here launching rockets into space like everything's perfectly normal. So grab whatever's left of your patience. Maybe hold on to your wallet a little tighter, and let's break down the chaos the only way we know how. Slightly confused, a little irritated, but just confident enough to keep talking anyway. Segment 1, War, Oil, and that one gas pump that thinks it's a mortgage payment. Now, I don't know who needs to hear this, but when your foreign policy starts making your gas price look like a Vegas slot machine, maybe we took a wrong turn somewhere back at let's bomb something. We got this whole situation with Iran, and suddenly the Strait of Hormuz ain't a waterway, it's basically a toll booth run by chaos itself. Oil shoots up, gas hits $4, and everybody's standing there like the pump personally insulted their mama. It's like waking up and finding your truck decided it's a luxury yacht overnight. And I get it. Geopolitics is complicated. But from where I'm sitting, it feels like we lit a bonfire in the Middle East, and now we're shocked the smoke drifted into our wallets. You ever try to budget when gas prices swing like a screen door in a tornado? That's where folks are at. The grounded truth here is simple. When energy gets hit, everything gets hit. Groceries, rent, that weird little snack you like at the gas station. And the punchline is, we're all paying for a war most people didn't order, like getting charged for extra guac you didn't even ask for. Segment 2, Blockades, Boats, and Big Navy Energy. Now, speaking of that strait, we got the U.S. Navy out there like the world's angriest bouncer, telling everybody, you ain't getting through this door unless I say so. 3 carrier groups, jets, ships, probably a guy with binoculars just shaking his head at everyone. It's like we turned the ocean into a Walmart parking lot on Black Friday, except everybody's armed and nobody's in a good mood. And sure, they say it's about control and stability, but it feels more like 2 dudes arguing over who owns the driveway while the house is on fire behind them. The absurd part is how fast this escalates. One boat moves wrong, and suddenly it's headlines and sirens. But underneath all that noise, the reality is this. Global trade runs through that water like blood through veins. You mess with it, the whole body starts feeling dizzy. And right now, the global economy looks like it just stood up too fast. Segment 3, Inflation, Stagflation, and the return of the 1970s nobody asked for. Now here comes the fun part. Inflation popping back up like a bad sequel nobody wanted. Prices climbing, wages playing catch-up like they forgot their shoes, and economists out here using words like stagflation, again, like it's some kind of vintage disaster. That's when everything's expensive and nothing's growing. Basically the economic version of your truck breaking down while still somehow costing you money. It's like trying to push a shopping cart with one wheel locked. You're moving, but not in a way anybody would call progress. And folks feel it, not in some abstract chart, but in real life when the grocery bill looks like it went through college and came back with debt. The grounded truth is energy shocks ripple through everything, and once inflation gets comfortable, it doesn't just politely leave. It kicks its boots up and asks what's for dinner. Segment 4, The Fed, the Drama, and Monetary Policy meets Reality TV. Meanwhile, Over at the Federal Reserve, we got leadership drama that feels less like finance and more like a reunion episode nobody prepared for. Investigations, replacements, hearings, people promising independence while standing in a political crossfire that looks like a family barbecue gone wrong. You got folks arguing about interest rates like they're seasoning, add more, add less. Meanwhile, the whole dish is already overcooked. And here's the thing. Raising rates fights inflation. But it also slows everything down, like slamming the brakes on a downhill truck and hoping the cargo stays put. The absurdity is watching this all happen while the economy's already dealing with war-driven price spikes. But the grounded reality is the Fed's decisions ripple everywhere, from mortgages to jobs. And right now, it feels like they're trying to thread a needle during an earthquake. Segment 5. Politics, polls, and people getting real tired. Back home, people ain't thrilled, and that's putting it politely. Polls dropping, approval ratings sliding like a kid on a slip and slide, and everybody pointing fingers like it's a competitive sport. Turns out when gas prices go up and wars drag on, voters start asking questions like why and can we not? It's like throwing a party where the music's too loud, the food's too expensive, and nobody remembers who invited them. The absurd part is how divided everything gets. Folks arguing over the cause while still paying the same price at the pump. But the grounded truth is simple. People feel economic pain fast, and they vote on it even faster. And right now, that frustration is building like pressure in a soda can somebody just keeps shaking. Segment 6. Moon missions and Earth problems. And then, just to really mess with your brain, we got astronauts flying around the moon like it's 1970 again, but with better Wi-Fi. Artemis 2 goes out there, sets records, comes back safe, and everybody's like, wow, humanity's amazing. Meanwhile, back on Earth, we can't even agree on gas prices without starting an argument. It's like building a spaceship while arguing over who forgot to take the trash out. The contrast is wild. We can coordinate a mission across space, calculate trajectories down to the inch. But down here, we're still struggling to keep things from spiraling. But there's a grounded takeaway in all that. We clearly have the ability to solve big problems when we actually work together. The punchline is we just don't seem to like doing that part nearly as much as launching rockets. In conclusion, everything right now feels connected in the worst possible way. War drives oil, oil drives prices, prices drive politics, and politics drives more chaos like some kind of never-ending loop. But somewhere in all that noise, there's still proof we can do incredible things when we stop fighting long enough to focus. The question is whether we figure that out before the next gas bill shows up and makes us all reconsider walking everywhere like it's 1890 again.